Alright, so I'm going to be going over your organ game. Now, I'm guessing you're solo queuing, so I'm just going to be going more off of who you choose rather than what your teammates choose. And a lot of it's going to come down to more what is available that your team kind of needs, and are you going to be running them. So one thing is, I disagree with the mute pick because in my opinion, there's someone normally better. So with Cade, okay, so here's the thing. You have the choice between either mute or Cade in order to stop the hatch from getting opened. Now, if the enemy is running a Thatcher, then both are going to be useless, and you need to go someone else. Now, you don't know who the enemy is going to run, so you aren't sure, should you bring a mute, should you bring a Cade, you don't know. So I'd prefer a Cade, because you're not really going to stop drones here, as you don't really need a lot of information to attack the bomb site. You just really just need to open up the hatch, smoke, and plant, and that's all you need. You don't need to be doing a lot of drone work, so the mute's not going to be too useful. So, and if a Thatcher is brought, then you're not going to stop the hatch, and if a Cade is brought, then you're also not going to stop the hatch if a Thatcher is there. However, if the enemy brings a... Oh, 1 second. Okay, so if the enemy brings a Thatcher, then mute and Cade are useless. If the enemy brings a Maverick, then mute is useless because all that's needed is for the enemy to just open up a single hole in the hatch, and from there they can then just shoot the mute jammer and then Hibana it. So however, if you have a Cade and you throw it on the ceiling near the hatch, then there's a good chance that it's not going to be taken out. Well, it can't. Well, it's not going to be taken out by the Maverick. So, really, I'd prefer a Cade here over a mute. However, we're going to have to see exactly what you do with it. And then the next thing is, based on your lineup, this should be a shotgun, because your team, yes, they have impacts, however those can be more useful somewhere else, as well as with the shotgun you can with the shotgun it gives you the ability to open up the site, move it or change it up a bit, and right now you really don't have that on your team. Yes, you do have a single set of impacts, however that's really not going to be that useful. So it would be better to have brought the shotgun instead of the MP5, and because the SMG-11, if you get used to it and you have good crosshair placement, then it's a good gun. So that would probably have been a better choice, as well as then going back into the Cade, going back to the Cade pick. If you had a Cade, then you still get the shotgun, and you can still open everything up while still technically having 2 primary weapons. I don't see how many people go upstairs. Because one thing about solo queuing is never give a job that requires 2 brain cells to anybody else, because they're gonna fuck it up in some way. So right now, I would say you should be worrying less about getting your mute jammers down and more about getting the hatches secure, because there are multiple games where people will just refuse to get hatches because they're too lazy to before they go off to roam. So that's something that that's kind of your main line of defense that you should be worried about, and then you're not going to get rushed instantly, so you don't have to worry about getting the mute jammers down instantly. Then I need to turn off my fan. Now the thing is, I do like how you seem to have a preset idea of what you want to do with this operator. You're not going mute with the sole things like, we might want to mute or something. You seem to have an actual idea of what you want to do with him.
Good.
Down to 10 seconds. Down to 5 seconds.
Activating jammer.
Op 4 has yet to locate a bomb.
Okay, so this is a common spot that people hold, and I disagree with it
Activating jammer.
because this is always going to get droned out by
impact.
really any decent team is going to drone this out. So you're not, this isn't a spot you can really hold. Then, but if you do want to hold it, you need to have some form of barbed wire in the doorway. Or you also need to be running the shotgun, because a shotgun at close range will give you a good chance, while the MP5 will not. In all honesty, this gun is a long-range weapon because it does such little damage, but also has such little recoil, that if you can hit the headshots at long range, you have a pretty good chance of winning gunfights. However, at close range, where it comes to body shots, then this gun is not the one you want.
Yeah, Rook does. What do you want it?
Now, this Jaeger is not reinforcing the right things. Then you also, okay, this is something which 30 seconds in, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, and you make 5 players on site. That's going to do absolutely nothing for your team, and it's something that you have to recognize. So a lot of solo queuing is about recognizing what your team is doing wrong and then correcting it. And right now, the fact that you have 5 people holding downstairs is just wrong, because you have no way of, like, if I see this and I know you're all holding downstairs, then I'm just going to put somebody holding the pixel peak of tower and then throw one or two bodies, throw a body in main lobby, and there's nothing you can do to rotate around. And then we just have to slowly pinch you guys in and just use utility better than you do, and we will win.
Did we get hatches?
Yeah, boy.
But I still disagree with your positioning, because
You don't know where they're coming from?
it doesn't really serve, it doesn't really help your team at all. And you're not, so if the enemy knows you're here, then they can just go into the tower and they can just hold your doorway, and now you're trapped in here and there's nothing you can do. So I disagree with your positioning, especially considering there are 4 other people on
No
site.
one's in construction.
So I don't like, oh, okay, I kind of like that and I kind of don't. So you changed the positioning of your mute jammer, you picked it up, seeing that the utility wasn't being useful. And however, the thing is that you're not sure if any enemies are around this area. And because of that, you kind of go peeking it, assuming they're not. However, and then you put it down. However, a lot of teams will capitalize on that. They'll have somebody watching the main lobby. They'll have somebody watching.
Op 4 has located.
Okay, they'll have someone watching this this tower area. They'll have someone pushing from the back, and so if they know that you're putting a jammer down here, they can go and capitalize on that. Now the next thing, so good. This is good. So you recognize what the doc was doing and what he was going for, and you went to back him up. Then you both get droned out and just run away. That is a mistake. So in this situation, you got droned out but didn't get shot at, which makes me think that well, it's not that it makes me think anything, it's that I think it's that you're kind of running away even though there's no contestation coming. And that's a mistake, because you're going to have to contest at some points, especially on Oregon. Because it's not a map that you can just wait around in, waiting for the enemy to push you. You have to take the initiative, especially on defense. So with that, it would have been better if you and Doc had recognized, okay, we need to apply some form of pressure And in order to, that's right, I did. I think I'm doing something in the background, so ignore me. So what I'm thinking is you. Yeah, I completely forgot. I forgot I uninstalled this, so you gotta see that as well. Anyway, so it would have been better for you to simply push up with the dock as well. And yes, you did a good job there. And however, it would have been better if you two had both if you two had kept going. So because you both got droned out, you decided to just run away like, okay, yeah, they know we're coming. There's nothing we can do. However, in that situation, what I like doing, and this is a reason I love the shotgun, or why you need multiple operators with impact grenades, is if you had brought impact grenades, you could have theoretically gone upstairs. You could have gone upstairs to T2, which is the second floor of tower. Like you have the basement of tower, T1, T2, and T3. And so from T2, you could have opened up meeting. You could have then opened up the meeting hatch and contested through that hatch, or you could have opened up into the dorms area, and you could have now been above. You could have then rotated down white stairs, and you could wait to go for a late flank around kitchen. And however, and that's something that your team honestly needs, because right now your team isn't really you're kind of bunched up. So a couple of good grenades and your team will lose. Good smokes, your team will lose. If the enemy smokes and plants, you really don't have any way of contesting it, because right now you're stuck. You have no way. You have no smokes. You have no mirrors. You have no maestro. So I disagree with your. I disagree with your. I disagree with your thoughts of we need to go down the moment we got droned out. So that's really it. No, that was not what I want. Oh, I'll do that later. Anyway, so basically you got droned out, and now you're saying there's nothing you can do. And in all honesty, there's a lot you can do. And this is kind of just you have to learn how to play off of people, play off of your team, play off of what the enemy's doing. So it really would have been better if you had both decided to go up the stairs, because even with the nitro cell, you could have done something. Yet now your team is gonna be peeking. They're gonna be fighting people or holding angles, and you're gonna lose the gunfight. Now, like your positioning, you're recognizing that your team is holding one direction, but you need to worry about a flank from another. So that's good. Okay, so that itself was good on your part for recognizing where the enemy was shooting from because of those cams. And from that positioning, you were able to trace the bullets and then just dome the fucker. Like that was actually really good. Now, that was really fucking dumb of Gary over here. However, that basically is that's what you want to do in that situation. And now you're gonna have to capitalize on what just happened, because if you go back down a site, you're probably gonna lose this, because it's gonna be. I mean, this is the situation. This is the positioning where you can fight, you can contest. Also, one thing I forgot to mention about a flank from T2 is if the window's up here, you can actually run all the way over to the meeting area, not the meeting, the dorms area. So from there, you could actually, so from that dorms, so you could, even without a nitro cell or a shotgun, you could get over to the dorms area. Yes, you're going to get detected. However, even with an explosion, you're going to get detected if you go through the attic. So that will still hurt the enemy. I mean, it'll make it so they have to actually contest you, and they can't just ignore you. So I want to see what you do. All right, so it would have been better if you had gone through the hole right here, because it takes less time to it takes less time. The enemy is everybody's more used to contesting this doorway, not the wall over here. So it would have been better. Now the thing is, you're clearing this area. However, you can probably assume that it's clear based on the fact that this guy is standing right here and someone's probably not 5 feet away from him. Wait, now you do not sprint here. This is not the position to sprint, because if you sprint here, that's just telling everybody, hey, I'm coming. And then if somebody was holding an angle either here or over there, they could have easily domed you because your weapon is down and there's nothing you could do to contest. You have no idea what you're running into, so you should not be running into it. You should be coming with your crosshair at good placements and then go from there.
Meeting hall.
I'm wondering where she came from. I'm thinking the attic hatch. Oh no, she was actually 5 feet away from where the guy was. I was not expecting her to be there. Because, I mean, in all honesty, there's no reason to be there. But this also comes down a little bit to the way you went in. Like, I would have preferred going through attic rather than going through the door, just because it would have given your team it gives you the ability to shoot down on people, and being able to clear the entire room without really exposing yourself too much is huge. So, I mean, really, this is just Hibana was in a positioning you weren't expecting, and it happens. I would never expect the Hibana here. I would be annoyed at this Hibana, but is what it is. However, I think that, yeah, so Doc refragged. However, now it's a 1v2. And good try from him, but it's over. So really that came down to your team couldn't contest the plant going down, because you need utility, you need smoke, you need mute, you need something. Anyway, you see that they're running Thatcher here, so you should know that running mute is now going to be basically useless because he's in play. You also see that your team likes holding site, so you need to be holding off site. Okay, so, I can't hate the Legion pick. Really can't. Overall, good operator. Balance, so can't really say anything about it. There's not really anything specialized you need here. It's not like a Mira downstairs on basement. Also, one thing is, if you can get a team and actually play with people, and you can start running people like Mira or Echo, you can actually do really well, because a lot of teams are just bad at going up against them. So if you can get, in all honesty, just two other players, and then you, so 3 in total, you can start running basic strategies and kind of saying, okay, what works for us on this map, what doesn't work, what will hurt the enemy more than us. Because there are maps where if you banned a Thatcher here and you brought Cade, then a lot of teams are going to struggle to get rid of that Cade. I mean, that's just one example, but that happens all the time. EG, Evil Geniuses, they banned Thatcher in their game against Reciprocity, and and they were trying to go for like a Cade trick. However, it just didn't work because the enemy was used to dealing with the Cades, and their Maverick could actually deal with it. However, there are times when there are teams where the Maverick can't do the job, can't find the Cades, and because of that, they end up just hurting the team. I think it was yeah, so it just differs, and you just gotta see what works, what doesn't work. One thing is, don't go Cade if there's a Thatcher in play. That's mainly it. Alright, so you're trying to figure out what's getting reinforced and what's not getting reinforced. Okay. This is bad. So, your first thing, your first priority should not be to throw Legion mines down, because one, they can get droned out pretty easily. Two, there's other more important things you can do. It's going to take 10 seconds to reinforce walls. It's going to take more time to do other stuff. And right now, this right wall is, you don't need to reinforce the right one because it doesn't give the same angle as the left one does. Now you can, but it's not as effective as the other one.
Sorry, bro.
Okay, next thing is that you want a rotate hole right here and you want this wall reinforced. So the reasoning for that is if you can play inside of attic, then one, you can rotate over to tower, and by rotating to tower you can contest playing in attic or in tower, you can contest anybody on the kids' windows over there. Then from there, you can also from the attic, you can then flank through meeting hall, or from tower, you can flank through the basement. You can then go over to the kitchen and dining area if they're trying for a white push, like white stairs push over here, or if they're trying for a big window push, and you can then go and try and flank them. So it gives you a lot more options. However, with pulse reinforcing that now, you can't do that. A lot of times, what you do, you have to almost just rush to what you know is important and what you need, because if you don't, then good old Rugrat over here is going to be reinforcing things that shouldn't be reinforced.
Hey, can you get those walls?
Down to 10 seconds. 5 seconds.
Alright, so I'm going to assume that I need to see what your team's doing. Now, I'm assuming with the pulse, who's going to be playing below. I need to see what you're doing. I need to see what everyone's doing. Alright, so Rook. What the hell is Bandit reinforcing? That is not a no, that is a... Oh my... That is a useless reinforcement. Like that... This reinforcement by Bandit is literally useless. It's actually ridiculous how bad that is. Because, I mean, that's going to do absolutely nothing for your team. And why in the world am I getting... Doesn't make any sense. Oh. Now, next, onto your positioning. Oh my god, what is this? What is this reinforcement? Bandit, what are you reinforcing? What is the purpose of these reinforcements? These are 2 wasted reinforcements. Like, dear god. No. No. Bad Bandit.
Oh.
Now, your positioning is... Okay, it is what it is. Now, I understand the purpose of holding here, and it can be really, really good if the enemy is pushing from this direction. You know what? I really can't say anything. Let me see where the other... Well, I'm assuming that, you know, in all honesty, this is actually not bad positioning, because you have 2 people on site, 2 people below, and so with that, you really, for holding upstairs, you only need to hold 2 positions. So with that, your positioning isn't actually bad. Now that was bad. There's no purpose in opening that up, because that just tells the enemy, hey, we know you're entering through here. We know what's going on. We're gonna open up a kill hole for you guys. This probably isn't gonna get me a kill, but you know, you can use it. However, if you had just waited, then that could have been a lot more. See, now they now know your positioning. They now can shoot you. So
Armory?
And then, no, you do not peek this again. There's no purpose in peeking it at 45 seconds because all he has to do is hit a single shot and you're dead.
And poke him.
Do not peek this window. Just sit and cover. That's all you gotta do. You just gotta sit and cover and waste time. You know if they're gonna enter from below, and you know if they're gonna enter. You know if they're gonna enter. So yeah, this is not good positioning.
Might be on ping.
You have no reason to push this right now. Absolutely none. So by pushing, you're just exposing yourself to the enemy. If somebody on the enemy team was there waiting, holding an angle, you'd be dead. So I disagree with this. Then for some reason the main door isn't open, but if somebody was holding from the main door, you're dead. So either way, this is not the best positioning. Now, you're already down here. So one thing is that you should run into classroom and throw an impact nade up on the ceiling, because the ceiling's destructible, so you can stop these Hibana pellets.
Where are the last two?
Sensor deployed.
There's two of them.
Now, your team's in a 5v2 advantage. There's no reason to be getting aggressive here. Instead, you should be trying to just play as passive as possible, because there's absolutely nothing that like if you're just playing passive for the next minute, the enemy will literally just run to you. Outside. You're okay. No. Okay, so I'm gonna let's take a look at this. So,
Balcony.
okay, really, just go back. Yeah. So you fuck up one goo mine, but here's the thing: a goo mine's not worth your life. So you're trying to peek the big window, even though you have two people in between you and the big window, so there's no purpose in that. You then expose yourself to the door. Your gun's not up, so you're not aiming down sight. So if anybody was holding an angle here, you'd be dead. Then, let's see. Okay, so I heard him outside on the balcony, and I have this down at like 10% volume, which means you heard him outside on the balcony. So right now, you should know that somebody's outside on that balcony. Then you get shot. And what do? I'm gonna pick up this goo man. I like my goos. No, this is not the play. You then expose yourself to the... Dear God, you are so fucking lucky. Holy shit. You have been dead like 10 times. You should be dead. But somehow you're not, and I don't understand it. But right now, you're honestly just... Okay, you're throwing away your life. And the problem with that is, although you're in a man advantage, if you throw away your life, and then the two enemies win one-on-one gunfights, it then becomes a 1v2. So here. You die here, then each of these enemies wins a one-on-one gunfight. Now is a 1 versus 2. And that's how you throw away a 5v2 advantage. Don't peek, just wait. You have no... Do not peek. Do not peek. Oh, God. Okay. You need to just sit down. Just sit and stay. Because he doesn't want to push you. He wants... Like, this is the thing about like, gold rank, is people love peeking everything. And and if I know you're going to peek me, then I'm just going to hold an angle. Because there's no purpose in me going for anything. I'm just going to hold any angle... That's it. I'm just going to hold an angle. That's all I need to do to win. So why would I go and try and contest and put you on a fair fight? So if you had instead just waited, sitting behind here, well, yeah, sitting behind there, standing up, holding an angle right here, you would have had a chance of contesting him the moment he walked in. You had a goo mine down, so he would have hit the goo mine as well. And you had the chance of at least winning the gunfight. But here you just threw away your life. And that's all it was. You threw away your life.
Habana's 75%. Master balcony.
Like, is this an amazing amount of skill, or is this just basic holding angles and winning? Now, your team does win, However, that was just bad on your part. Now, defensive round, you guys are going probably guessing laundry again. Yeah. Great. So, you know they run Thatcher, you know they run Hibana, you know, I think they're running Twitch, but basically, you know that the mute's not going to be effective, and you know your team needs the ability to run around. Like, you needed roamers. You have no roamers. No, not the pick. Not the pick. Not the pick. Not the pick. Bad pick. Okay, so they have a Thatcher. So, based on the fact that they have a Thatcher, the fuck is a Cade gonna do? What's he gonna do? Not the pick. So as stupid. Okay, so one thing is I hate Alibi as an operator. I think that there's almost always someone better you can bring. However, in this situation, an Alibi would probably help your team the most, because if you take Alibi, you open up the if you opened up the meeting hall hatch, the meeting hall hatch, the one going into attic, you then opened up a rotate hole in from attic to the the kitchen, no, attic to dorms, then as well as a meeting hall from attic to from kitchen to meeting hall. Then from there you could then go play in kids, use your shotgun pistol to open up the kids hatch, and from there you could put your alibis down on white stairs, one on white stairs, one on the top of the main stairs, and then a third one wherever, and that would tell you if anybody's trying to come up the stairs. You could rotate all around the meeting, all around dining, all around really almost the entirety of the map besides main lobby, and that can waste a lot of time. So, however, this Cade is not the pick. Now the Rook and Capcan also are not the pick, nor is the Doc or the... Is there a Bandit? Bandits does nothing on this site. That is a terrible pick. Every operator here is questionable.
Us? Whereabouts?
Also, you need to throw on the shotgun. I mean, you need to throw on not the shotgun, you need to throw on the foregrip. Okay, so mistake. Rook armor is never your primary. Rook armor is never your primary thing. Alright, this wall right here. Can I go back? Wow, this thing is just. So the wall by the hatch. This needs to either be reinforced or shot open depending on what the enemy is bringing. So, if the enemy is bringing a thermite, then you shotgun this wall open, because the thermite can go and put his charge right about here on the other side of the wall. It gets mute jammers, don't affect it, and it'll destroy the hatch as well. However, if it's only a Hibana, then you reinforce both the hatch and the wall, because Hibana can't open up the wall as easily with the hatch just because of the amount of utility it takes. So it really depends. This is just stuff you have to see in the game, and it's just something you have to know. Like, based on the fact that you know the enemy is attacking through main lobby like they did last time, they're probably going to do that this time. So if you contest main lobby for about 10 seconds and then run away, they're going to be a little bit more hesitant about entering. Then nobody's gone meeting hatches. Maybe Bandit will. Also, this doesn't really do much because they can just open up above you and shoot from there. So this is also not a good reinforcement.
Wall reinforced.
Down to 10 seconds.
Hey, do you have your shotgun or you blast this wall?
Op 4 has a diffuser.
Wait for Bandit. There we go.
Yes.
Okay, so when he asks you to blast the wall, the main thing is he needs this open because normally you have a mirror here, and by having this wall open, it lets you use this mirror to see through to that doorway, as well as down the hallway, as well as if they push, then you can swing out and shoot them from this angle. So that's the purpose of having that wall open. It's also normally just a default thing. You can't, no. Yes, there we go. Those are studs, you can't hit them. You need a shotgun. Now, you have Cades. Your one thing is Cades. No, use your Cade. Oh, okay. You have two Cades. Use them, please. There. Okay, yeah. That's good. That's good. Just there we go. Okay, one thing is you're not gonna be able to electro claw trick this stuff, so just put one down and just hope for the best. And that's why you can't really run a Cade to stop a Thatcher. So right now the Cade pick is useless. And now you have so many people in sight, and you peek the angle that everybody holds. So I'm pretty sure Hydroxide was the, I think he was the Hibana last round, and twice he's like, this is the kill cam. Like, this is what you have to realize. Watch this. There's almost no skill involved with this. It's literally just him shooting someone crouch walking, trying to fight him. That's all it is. Now he disconnects, so it's equalized. However, Moldy. Okay, so basically, right now you know their entire operator selection. They're running a Glaz, a Ying, a Hibana, a Thatcher, and an Ashe. So with that, you should know roughly what you're going up against each round. And basically what that tells you is you need a Jaeger.
They're droning down main stairs.
Well, you need a Jaeger. Yeah, you need a Jaeger and a Maestro. So you need to drop this. You need to drop this cap can, pick up a Maestro, and from there, you can do a good amount. Also need a smoke.
Main stairs. Thatcher halfway down main stairs.
Okay, bad call out here. So you need to tell them, okay, Thatcher main stairs went back up. Yes, he did come down, but then he went back up, and they need to know that he went back up. Because if they're thinking, okay, Thatcher was the one holding hatch, which means now he went down the stairs, no one's holding it, so now I can peek it, but now Thatcher's back at the hatch, then your teammate's dead because of that call out.
Two main stairs, Hibana and Thatcher. Main stairs, down bottom. They're planting. Hibana's planting deep.
Yeah, so not planting yet. You say a little bit. You say getting ready to plant, or they're going for a plant. Then planting. Planting default.
Planting default on top of the laundry.
Good calls.
Planting. You stop. That's diffuser down.
Cap can drone on stairs.
I'm so flashed in hall.
Capcan's doing nothing.
One op 4 remaining.
He gets his kill.
Need help? I can't get up.
10 seconds left.
I get a res.
5 seconds remaining.
And you win. Okay.
Victorious. Hostiles eliminated.
So really, that was just basically the enemy team lost that because they had no cover on the hatch, and Doc, I think, just swung and killed the Hibana and the Thatcher, and that's the reason you won that round. Now, the thing is that normally you're going to have someone on that hatch. The Ashe would have normally been there, but she DC'd, so, and nobody on the other team adapted to that, and because of that, your team won. And however, that's just kind of lucky that your team won. And you're also lucky that Glaz wasn't the one pushing down main stairs, because if Glaz was there, he smokes, he holds angles, he wins. So Okay, side switch, you're up 2-1. You see you have a fuse. Okay, fuse, no, that is bad. That is a terrible pick. Fuck this fuse pick. Like, seriously, this fuse pick is absolutely atrocious. It has... No. No, it's not a good pick. Now, the thing is that with your actual operator selection, you have access to 4 smokes so long as this Jackal and Fuse bring them. So that's the only going point you have with the Fuse. Now, on to the next set of stuff. So you see that you have a Maverick. However, you also have no hard breacher.
Get a Habana or Thatcher. Oh, I mean Thermite.
Alright, so one thing is that the Maverick Thatcher pick together are kind of, it's not the best. So what I mean by that is you're kind of doing the same job, and your only real job is to stop a mute jammer or a Cade. And so overall, it's not the best, and it would have been better for you to, say, go Hibana instead of Thatcher here because you have a Maverick, or to go the Thermite, but since you have a Thermite, it probably would have just been better for you to go, really, I'm trying to think who would be good. In all honesty, Gridlock. Gridlock would probably be a good operator here, because by being able to smoke out the enemy, you could smoke out the positions they hold. You could then throw all of your little traps down, and that the enemy wouldn't have been able to push you through there. And so if your team then doubles up or triples up on that smoke, then you can get the plant down. You're gonna have like a solid 30 seconds of smoke for planting. So really, this Thatcher pick, like, it's not terrible, but it's something where you have to see Rugrat is doing one job already. I mean, Rugrat's already doing that job, so you don't really have too much of a purpose in going the Thatcher.
Need to use your drone to locate a bomb.
Okay, thought process is, okay, are they going to be upstairs or are they going to be... They're not going to be kitchen, I'm telling you that right now. If they are, you don't even have to worry about droning it, because the plan's pretty simple when it comes to taking it. You know they're laundry now, you got the callouts. Okay, no. So if you want to keep your drone somewhere... Okay, this drone is pretty easy to see, so you don't want to put it here. Instead, if you had put it underneath the desk there, you would have been able to, see the you could see if anybody's in there because you can see their feet, and however then the enemy isn't going to be able to see your drone because it's at their height levels at such a difference that they can't see you.
Upstairs.
10 seconds.
Wait, wasn't there a call out for laundry?
Drone has found a bomb. You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
And your drone got shot. This was kind of bad droning on your team. You just lost 4 drones, and yeah, I mean, you just lost 4 drones. Alright. Right now you look a little bit confused about what you want to do. Your Thatcher and Thermite's one job. Okay, so Maverick is now dead. I'm assuming that's from Tower.
Watch tower.
However, that's bad on the Maverick because there's no reason for him to even be over there. And now you're playing... Now it's equalized. Normally you'd be a man down. Yeah, so you're droning now. So what are you going to actually accomplish by doing this droning? Are you going to be able to contest anybody you find? Are you going to be able to shoot them? Are you going to be able... Do you have a teammate anywhere near you that can shoot them? Because right now you don't, so there's nothing you can really do. So this is just kind of a waste of droning. Instead, it would have been better for you to go up onto the master railing, the master balcony, drone out master, open up the door, then drone out the armory, and then maybe push. Well, you don't have to push, you just have to wait for something to happen and go from there. Because right now, okay, let's say you just drone someone out there. What are you gonna do? You're gonna do nothing. There's nothing you can do. So this drone is not really being useful.
Bedroom closet's clear.
That's completely
The diffuser is no longer in your possession.
Alright, so okay, so now a two just killed one and another one's down. So overall, this is just a bad attack from your team. Alright, so Jack fell off the roof.
Jeez.
It happens. You have no information. If you're going to hit a doorway, hit it in a way that you can't just get shot straight through it. So for basically, if you're going to hit, say, this doorway, stand right here and then bash here, here, here. And that way the enemy can't just shoot straight through when you're dead. They have to actually come and try and contest you by shooting kind of like that.
And it's downstairs.
Where?
Oh, small tower.
The diffuser is now secured.
Downstairs a small tower, okay. Right now you're just crouch walking around because your team just all got slaughtered trying to attack a big window. You have no information, you just run. Nobody was on that camera, so just shooting that tells you, hey, somebody's coming up these stairs. You're crouch walking into a place that enemies like to hold, which would have gotten you gunned down. The enemy knows your positioning. Someone was holding right here, you're dead. If someone's holding right here, you're dead. Basically, you're dead, and this isn't really checking a room or like clearing a room, because you're just kind of hoping that nobody's there, assuming no one's there, but then you're kind of half-assing, okay, yeah, I gotta clear the room. Like, I mean, if anybody was there, you're dead. So
Breach and charge going on.
well, if they didn't know that you were there, they know now. Next, crosshair placement. Your crosshair is right here. You need it to be roughly right about here, and you need to either be holding an angle right here or right here, because they're either going to swing out from this door or from this side, but they're not going to be in the middle. And if they're not going to be standing in the middle, they are going to be swinging, at which point you can track it. And it peeks you when he doesn't need to, gets gunned down, 2v2 now. One person on site since Jaeger ran somewhere else.
No.
1 on 4 remaining.
You hit a shot because someone peeks again. Good shot, though.
15 seconds remaining. 10 seconds left.
Bad, bad, bad. Okay, so your team, you need to get this plant down. However, you have no idea where this Jaeger is. If Jaeger came up white stairs right now,
Inactive.
if Jaeger had come up white stairs right then and there, let's see. So I would assume that Jaeger's not on site, at which point I would be pushing. Well, one, I would have a flank drone somewhere so that I know if he's either coming up white stairs or I know if he's coming up from behind, and I only have to watch one angle. However, with that, if Jaeger had come up white stairs in this situation, your teammate gets gunned. Your teammate gets gunned, and then 11 seconds you have to push him, and you never want
10
to.
seconds left.
You never want to have to be going for a gunfight. You want to just win based on time, on the objective. So, I mean, if the plant's down and all you have to do is hold an angle, then that's better than having to go and actively contest someone.
Diffuser is online and active.
I think you heard the Jaeger there.
Me?
And win the gunfight. Now, you want it a little bit Like, a little sloppy at the end. I mean, is what it is. You hit some shots, he missed his, you won. Now, really, you just saved your team here, but a lot of it came down more to two people peeking unnecessarily rather than having a better strategy on your team. So that's one thing about the gold rank, is that you just have to hold angles and you'll win.
Nice.
Op 4 eliminated.
Holy shit, that was close.
I mean, you kind of saw, like, if you go back to when you were Legion and you just peeked the Hibana, you got gunned down. You then tried to peek the Ashe and you got gunned down when you were Cade. And then here, well, you're not peeking, you're instead just holding the angle. They peek you, they get gunned down. Just something to think about. Now, that was a round your team should not have won, but now you have, and the enemy is probably tilted. However, they have gotten their 5th member back, so let's see what happens.
Oof. Oh, my heart's bloody pumping.
Wait, who's Ashe? Rugrat is Ashe? Rugrat's Ashe, isn't he? Yeah. Actually, no, he's 3-3, so it's not terrible. I thought Rugrat, bottom of the scoreboard, he was like 0-3 or something, so I see a lot of people who are like, oh, I'll go Ashe, I'll get all the kills. It doesn't work that way. Okay, fuck this fuse pick. You're doing nothing to help your team. Go Capital. Seriously, go Capital. A lot more useful than people think. You get good at Capital, you can literally just win games off of him.
We need to locate a bomb.
Oh no, the enemy is gonna be trying to hold angles. If only I could smoke. Oh, Capital can do that. Oh, they're gonna try and push you to stop this plan. Oh, you got these fire bolts. Oh, with that, you know their basement. You know there's a Cade, so your Thatcher pick is gonna be useful here. Now let's see. No, Twitch, dear God, no, bad Jack. Okay. If you ever Twitch, don't zap the fucking cameras. Unless it's a hard camera to get, you do not zap the damn thing, because it's just a waste of a zap and it tells you, hey guys, there's a Twitch, better look out for me. Alright, so 20% of Twitch's utility is now gone.
10 seconds to insert.
Now throwing away the Twitch drone. Okay, 30% gone.
Seconds to insertion.
About to be 50%. There we go. Half of Twitch's utility is now gone. What? Someone just...
Stairs.
Basement. There we go. Okay, so you see where Okay, so you see where Thermite is? And this was... One thing is, if you're ever holding an angle and a teammate just swings in front of you, just stop holding the angle and go back to cover and let him pass, because it's not going to... Like, this is just lining up for a double kill for the enemy where they just have to put a burst at head level and 2 people are dead. Okay, next thing is, you see if you get close here, the top of here has been destroyed, which tells you that somebody may be holding an angle down, at which point you have to make a call out to your Thermite. Hey, Thermite, hold up, somebody might be playing from above.
Someone
Was that...
upstairs as well in bedroom.
Yep, there we go. Okay. Okay, so that was 1 bad on the Thermite for not recognizing that, 2 bad on you for not recognizing that and calling it for your team as well. You have before Thermite, like, really that's just bad on both of you. So is what it is. I'm gonna assume you're gonna lose this round now, based on the fact that they based on the fact that you really can't you can't open up the hatch now. You can't open up anything, so you have to be really cautious. Now, next thing is that from this situation, you're probably not going to be able to push down the main stairs because, one, the good old guy with, I think this is Fuse, with smokes is over there. Then he also has a diffuser. So what I would assume is right now you have to make the call to your team. Guys, we can't get the hatch open. We need to go for a tower push. Because you can push tower without a hard breacher, and it's hard, but it's much easier than trying to push through down the main stairs with no breacher. So that's the call that I would make in this situation. You basically would try to just gunfight your way down the you just gunfight your way down the stairs in the hallway for basement. Then before that, you're going to try and see if any of the hatches over here are soft, because if they are, that's something that can help your team, as a lot of people don't like reinforcing all three. So that can help your team, and you have breaching charges. So you could theoretically get a hatch open just to apply pressure to help your team. That's something you have to recognize.
You have located a bomb.
Okay, so you know someone's above. So right now you should be sending your drone in above to try and find this guy. You should be trying to help your Twitch who went outside. You didn't drone armory. You didn't drone... Let's see. I don't know if anybody's behind this shelf. I hold behind that shelf if I'm going to be holding in this room. It's the only cover I have. So, you didn't drone that. Enemy could be there.
Bedroom and closet's clear. He's in door main hall.
Yeah, I like the dorm call. Now you need to call them that, hey, armory was clear the moment that it was cleared. However, you didn't even clear it, so... I mean, you assumed you cleared it, but... And it is clear, however, it is... That's just kind of bad on your part. Now, what are you going to do? Okay, you're exposing yourself to the door. You're hoping nobody was up the stairs there, because they would have gunned you down. Uses crouch walking around. Yep. So you knew that the enemy was around the... You knew they were upstairs, so they could have come down white stairs and gunned you from kitchen, and then Moldy over here does gun you from kitchen.
Vigil's in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, in this situation, I'd be finding where the hell this Rugrat guy is and trying to back him up. Because he just gunned down 2 people.
I got sight.
Yeah, Vigil, I need help. Vigil, help. Diffuser's down upstairs in the hallway. Vigil's in meeting hall, last scene. Diffuser's...
I got sight.
Yeah, Vigil, I need help.
I'm trying to see whether or not you saw the head of him doing that stupid little quick peek thing.
Last scene.
I don't think you did. It could have been just you returned at the time, but I'm not sure. Anyway. This is kind of a... You weren't sure what to do. You stopped holding angles, and you really weren't... Really, the issue here is that your thermite got gunned down, and at this rank, if you don't do a roam... Most teams don't do roam clears, so it's hard to kill these roamers. And really, that's just what cost you the round. Really, it was the thermite not paying attention, as well as Fuse not paying attention. And then you kind of not, but right now the funny thing is you actually have sight control right now, because Smoke was the last seen upstairs, and Vigil was the last seen meeting.
Last two is one's mute, one's Vigil.
15 seconds remaining.
Smoke.
10 seconds remaining. 1 op 4 remaining. The
Go defuse,
diffuser
go
has been
defuse, go
secured.
defuse.
5 seconds left.
He's coming down now.
Bomb diffusion initiated.
Okay. So let's talk about this for a second. Because this is kind of just a bit of a panicky thing,
Is one's
but is what it is. Now,
Vigil.
At this point, Smoke exposed himself. He had no reason to run here. If he just held back here, there's a good chance he could have won. But Twitch guns him down, and now wastes about 2 seconds trying to get this kill. Runs. You now know this guy's positioning. And in my my thought process is I'm not gonna be able to get this plant down. We need to take this fight. Like, there's nothing we can do.
5 seconds left.
And I think this was a bit of a bad call of you. Now, it was a good try from the Ash to get over there. However, if you're sprinting in trying to get to a position, a lot of times it's not going to work out. So really, this was just it was a good try. Didn't work out. It happens.
He's coming down now.
Yeah.
Vigil.
Anyway, it is what it is. Same lineup. Okay, this Fuse, I don't think has even used its gadget yet, so there's no purpose in even going him. Hello? Thank you. Alright, so now they're upstairs.
Insertion in 10 seconds.
Now I want to see what you do and what your team does differently.
5 seconds.
One thing I'll say is, if your team is ever struggling, take command. Now you're going to win and lose rounds based off of the strategies you try out. However, a lot of times once you get good at just becoming an in-game leader, a strategist, you can help your team a lot. And a lot of it is just down to, hey, Thermite, can you open up the it's like, hey, do you guys want to go for an armory master push because the big window one didn't work last time? And a lot of the times people will just agree with it, saying, yeah, sure, like if it works, it works. So then you have, hey, Thermite, can you open up the master wall? Or like, yeah, just, hey, Thermite, can you come master, open up the wall? And then, hey, Twitch, can you drop diffuser for me? Because I hate giving randoms diffuser. Literally, your team would have won that if you had the diffuser already. And you could just run to site, or if the diffuser wasn't down the middle of the freaking hallway. Anyway, just being able to take command and have a basic understanding of how to use operators is really good and can help your team a lot. Like in this situation, what I would do is I'd say, hey, Thermite, I'd say, okay, well, really it depends on whether or not the attic over here is open or closed. I'm going to assume that it's closed based on what you did. A lot of times it's not. But I would say, okay, guys, you want to just go for an armory master push? I'd basically say, okay, who would I send to the window? I would bring... let's see, I'd be bringing the Fuse, the Thermite, you... I'm gonna color code this. So you, Thermite, Fuse, and let's just go with... Yeah, I'll go with Ash just for this. And you four would go over to the master/armory area. Then you would send the Twitch, and she's going over by big window just to apply some pressure. At this point, you as the Thatcher Thermite open up the wall. Okay, great. Now, the Thermite has the diffuser. Thermite always has the diffuser, it's his job. You then basically say, smoke. Can you smoke out the hallway? Like, you throw out the smokes, and then you have smoke holding an angle here. Well, from the wall, you're holding an angle here. You then have, you say, hey, Ash, can you hold the flank? Okay, so Ash is holding the flank. You get bombed down, you win. And that's really a lot of what it is. Like, it's not, a lot of this isn't rocket science, especially not at the gold rank. It's more about just basic team team coordination. One thing is, you're ever peeking something, don't crouch peek it. You're just gonna be exposed. It takes longer if you're doing that, so the enemy will have more time to react to you, and they'll gun you down a lot of times. Okay, so one thing is, you saw white pants just cross here.
It's an armory.
Let's see. Yeah, you saw white pants cross there, and at that point you have to make the call, guys. I think I saw a frost, so get beware of frost.
One outside the armory hall.
The shot open, same thing. You know there's a frost. You also know that there's no reason for you to be contesting this. Now, it was also bad. The thing is that you basically need to babysit the fuck out of this Thermite. And I don't mean that as in Thermite's a bad player. I mean Thermite is basically your god. You don't want anybody to touch this guy. You want everybody to just stay away. This is your guy. This is your, like, he's whatever. I don't care, but he's your, like, I don't know. Really, you just need to babysit him and make sure nothing can even touch him. You just put him in his little safe space, and you just go and you fight everybody on the other team to make sure he can do his job. And that's, like, right now you're droning out Armory. However, I mean, the first thing you should have been worried about is taking Master, because once you have Master control, you can cut off all rotates from Armory. So that would have helped your team. You also could have been putting 2-on-1 on the Frost, so it would have helped. It would have helped that. However, now Thermite's dead.
You located a bomb.
Okay, do you know if anybody is inside of the hallway? Because if they are, and they heard you swing in and you're trying to look at other stuff, if you're looking at other stuff, they can kill you, so.
Breach charges out.
You're exposing yourself right now. If you go back a little bit more to the left and cover, you still see 80% of what you need to see, but you also are only exposing 20-30% of yourself.
Device is going dark.
Someone's on stairs. Alibi.
Fuck me.
Yep.
Otherwise, one hit.
By the way, never say anybody's a one-hit or anything. Just because a one-hit can be different for some guns, where, yeah, it can just be different. You say someone's at 1 HP or 5 HP or 10 HP, then that's a number, but to some people, being at 20 to 25 health is a one-hit. And it can, and at that point, like, if I'm Legion and you tell me someone's a one-hit, but they're at 20 HP, they can survive a Legion mine. But if you tell me somebody's a one-hit, and they're at 1, but if you then tell me someone's at 1 HP or 5 HP, then my entire defense strategy is going to be to throw down my Legions and wait. Because I'm going to find my little safe space, and I'm going to sit there. And I'm going to sit there until this guy is dead, because he's going to hit one of my traps, and there's no point in me taking a gunfight. So that's just something that you have to kind of get into. Then I want to, so let's see, Ash jumps in.
Someone's on stairs.
It took you roughly 3 seconds or so to trace where these shots came from, and instead, that's too long. So right now, your teammate just got gunned. You can see the tracers. You should instantly be moving so that you're now holding an angle on that doorway, just basically like that. You shouldn't have to be changing your positioning up too much. Like right now, you can see where she's going to peek from, so just hold this angle. Hold the angle in cover. You can gun her down, and you can win.
Someone's on stairs. Alibi.
Either then lose the gunfight, which turns it into a
Otherwise, one hit.
2v3.
Elbow's going downstairs. Elbow's
Which
in armor.
stairs? Up where?
No
Bad
frost
calls.
in my window.
You must recover the diffuser.
Not a good jump in.
One friendly.
Fuse is
Vegas
running
there
breaching
on your
charges,
right.
not smokes. That's a mistake.
There's
There are 2 sets of stairs. Which one?
The diffuser has been recovered. Op 4 last stop standing.
Good bait out.
She's the window. Window coming through now. She's coming through now. Good
Op
try.
4
Good try from him. He got, yeah, really that was a good try. Now, yeah, really I'd say that was actually a really good job from Fuse there. Where now normally he wouldn't be given the situation to just jump in the window. However, it is what it is, and he at that situation, like he played that really well, where he knew where he could assume that someone was going to be on the stairs, so he baited the Jaeger out really well, and then the alibi gave away her positioning. However, he got stuck, so it kind of threw off his timing,
eliminated
so he
all
died.
friendlies.
Again, that's probably my fault because I should get alibi.
Really, the issue with that round was Ash got gunned down because she wasn't paying attention to the stairs. And that was really it. You have to always have someone on flank, because if you don't, then that alibi can happen. If you had been holding the stairs while Ash jumped in, then you could have killed the alibi if you were just holding the angles. And at that point, the Ash can do her thing. You have just gotten a kill. It's now 3v2. And then your team could have possibly won that. However, it is what it is.
Be advised your drone has located a bomb.
This guy's wrong. Yes, they can. It's overtime.
All locations
Insertion in
unlocked.
10 seconds.
They're upstairs anyway.
And defuse it.
Okay, so this is... Oh god, this is terrible. Okay. 4 members of your team have spawned over here, even though the objective is there. At that point, like, in this situation, I'd almost be yelling at my team. No, I wouldn't be yelling, but I'd be saying, hey guys, can you guys spawn with me at the parking spawn, or whatever the hell it's called, I don't remember. And we go for a master armory push, because we can do it so long as we can protect the thermite. And you also have a double hard breacher, so that's good. So if you had everybody spawn over here and everybody attack, like really, like I'd say being in solo queue, it's either you are good at, if you're good at solo queue, you're either good at just killing everyone, or you're good at making the best of your team and being able to get them to follow an actual strategy. Because a lot of people will just follow a strategy if you say it confidently enough. And I mean, really, that's the way it is. Okay, so here's the thing: taking armory hasn't really been doing much for your team. So wouldn't it be better to go for master at this point? It gives you a lot more control of the map, as well as it just helps your team more. Okay, hold on, I want to see something. Alright, you know Armory's clear. You know if hallway's clear? Because I'm sure you don't. Is anybody holding stairs? You don't know. When you swing in, you're swinging in from one way. And because you're swinging in from one way, you can easily get gunned down. I mean, if I knew that you just did this every round, I'd be holding the stairs, waiting for you to swing in, swing, kill.
Charges out.
No one's in master bedroom.
Drop the diffuser.
Nitro cell from below because the main door's not open, nobody's holding underneath, nobody's playing as a team. Now, why she threw her C4 there, I don't know. That's stupid as all hell, but is what it is. She got the kill. Thing is, you've been doing the exact same thing for 3 rounds in a row, and it's not going to work 3 times in a row. If the enemy can adapt, then they can kill you. And right now, this is just the enemy doing the basic adaptation of, well, he swings an armory every time, so I'm just gonna go and throw a nitro cell there. And Fragmite comes in. What the hell was that, Frost? Wait, how does everyone die? Okay, so... Alright, so Legion's alive here.
In master.
In garage under armor.
You die.
First type on.
Okay, so Legion dies there. Castle as well. So two people just peek this thermite. Ash backs him up. Okay, so this is just the most terrible attack strategy I've seen. Yeah, let's just go on to the oh god. Just go into these two windows and saying, yeah, we're just gonna jump in and win this. I'm sorry, I just find this hilarious.
Was garage last scene.
The diffuser has been secured.
There is watchtower.
I don't even know what Watchtower is.
There's a goo mine right there. If you go through that wall, there's a goo mine.
Okay, so do I have to tell you about that call out right there? Yeah, there's a goo mine right there. If you go through that wall, there's a goo mine. No, that's not the call. That's not the call. Hey, there's a goo mine right before the doorway. That's the call out.
Jaeger's on stairs. Jaeger's on stairs.
Which stairs? Which stairs? Behind.
Armory stairs. He's peeking. He's right outside master bedroom. He's crouch walking into master bedroom.
No, a little bit bad on the callouts, but you got there.
One friendly operator remaining.
How does... Wait, hold on.
He's crouch walking into master bedroom.
IQ is planting.
One friendly operator remaining.
I'm pretty sure the wall didn't get opened up, so I'm wondering how the hell this Jaeger gunned down the IQ.
He's in
Kids.
his room. He's going out top of white now. Fuck.
Yep. So really, that was just the Jaeger made a play. Your team kind of, I think the IQ kind of got gunned uselessly, and it is what it is. But you lost the round. Really, this just comes down to, in my opinion, not having an overall team strategy to go with, and it's something where all you really have to do is say, okay, guys, can we do this and that, or like, can we just do this push? Because I mean, the idea of just attacking the windows here, well, all the enemy has to do is just wait. That's it. You wait for them to jump in, you don't peek them, you win. That's all it is.
The diffuser has been destroyed. Mission failed.
Okay, now you guys get to defend. Okay, so you're going kids and you're going mute. So I'm gonna assume it's because the Legion got picked. I'm trying to figure out who you could run instead, because the mute, in my opinion, isn't going to be doing too much for your team.
Bombs protected.
Alright, first thing you should be doing as a mute is just getting your jammers down, at least here, because it's normally not the most important thing. And how just being able to say, okay, we don't know what the enemy is bringing, can help your team a good amount. Now, honestly, I think a Valkyrie would be pretty useful here.
Wait, bro, that ball, please.
Razor wire going up. Activating jammer.
You wanna pick that barbed wire up, bro? Oh, hole in this wall.
This is why you bring the shotgun. Also, right now you have three mute jammers that are not being used. That is a mistake. Okay, so what happens if you get droned out here? How are you going to get out if you're alive?
Jammer deployed. Ready.
So to me, this looks like you aren't really sure about what you want to do here, and you're not really sure how to best use your mute, because you're not sure where exactly you want them to go down or where you want to be holding from. One thing is, I think you're spending too long on the camera right now, because if you all that someone has to do is just walk in and you're gonna get gunned down because you've been on drones for about 45 seconds.
Enemy located!
You're peeking the wrong way. You need to be leaning to the right, not the left. Right now you're putting out your butt before you actually put out your head. Minute and a half in, throwing a mute jammer down is not good.
Do you know where they are?
Yeah, main entrance. One's coming armory. Mark. On roof.
Are they in armory at all?
She hasn't breached it yet. I've got the cams, Ella.
Op 4 has located
Now, I
a
like how you're
bomb.
being patient here. You're not really doing much. Now, it's not that you're not necessarily doing much. It's that you're being patient. There's nothing for you to really do.
Ash is on bottom floor.
Give it up.
Side.
You have no real reason to contest this.
They've breached into A.
Lose a gunfight, but at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Ash, god damn it.
Now, make the call out. Ash is at 10 HP.
Ash is one hit downstairs.
There.
Downstairs where? They need to know where. Downstairs in dining.
Left.
All three of them.
10 seconds left.
Planting.
They're
Havana's
planting.
5 seconds left. Op
Yeah, it's over.
using the bomb. You need to disable their diffuser. Friendly, last operator standing. Diffuser located. Disable it. Mission failed.
I'm wondering what they brought that allowed them to get rid of your mute jammer. I think they may have just shot from below. Oh well, is what it is. Really, I'd say here you have to, like, I'd say the main thing is you have to learn how to play off your team. Because it is difficult, and but also another thing is you have to learn how to kind of get your team to do what you want. And if you said, really, like in this situation, like really on the attack, there were some rounds you could have won that would have changed this game. And they were kind of thrown away to a degree. Really, like as a solo queue player, I would say that the biggest thing is that if you can win offensive rounds, that will help your team a lot. Because defense, you can kind of play more fluidly. It is easier. So being able to win on the offense makes your job on the defense a lot easier. Because if you only have to win, because if you're expected to win 3 defensive rounds or 2 of the 3 defensive rounds, and you only need to win 1, then that'll help you out a lot more. So I'd say just try and learn some basic strategies for each of the bomb sites on attack. And a lot of that just comes down to Pro League. And I'm not saying to go and try and get a lot of like complicated strategies, just simple ones like, okay, for here, like when you're attacking upstairs, hey, can you guys take armory? You want to do an armory master push? Thermite, can you come with me to master? Drawing out, okay, Thermite open the wall. Hey, can somebody hold the armory stairs? Thanks. And yeah, just go from there. And then if you need, hey, can someone bring smokes? Like, if you ever ask, hey, can someone bring this utility or can someone bring smokes? A lot of times people will switch to it because they know that it can help. If they know that you have an idea of it for it and they aren't sure what they want to do, they'll switch to that because they think it'll help them win more. But anyway, it is what it is. You lost the game. There were some rounds that you could have won, and I mean, really, I think it was just you need to just kind of learn a bit. I think you just need to work on adaptability a little bit more and play a little bit more flexible, kind of knowing how to react in certain situations. And once you do that, you'll probably start winning a bit more. And this score line would you'd probably win this map 4-2, I think. But anyway, is what it is. Hope this helped you. And if you have any questions just let me know.